The film begins with Evelyn and her family, who had just moved to this town. Evelyn was a carpenter and was very fond of decorating the house. Her husband had got a job as a supervisor at a construction site. Everything was fine, only their son Cain was not able to adjust. No one liked him in school either, and one day when the boys bullied him, he fought with all the boys. And Cain was suspended from school for the next 3 days due to this act. Red was very upset because of Cain, and when he came home, he saw that his wife Evelyn had called a man named Uriah, who was her friend. Uriah could not speak, but he worked as a spiritual medium. It means that he could talk to souls and other such invisible creatures. Evelyn, who believed in these things, wanted to know through Uriah whether her house is free of soul free. But Red was fed up with this. He gets very angry at Evelyn, and she has to send Uriah away. Anyway, after some time we see that Red and Evelyn sit next to Cain to talk to him. And they ask him, what is the matter with you? Then Cain tells that all the kids bully me, and they don't find me cute. They stop Cain's video games as a punishment for what he had done. But because they also realize that Cain is also facing problems in all this, and he is not entirely to blame, they plan a trip the next day to improve his mood. Cain got so excited that he woke up in the morning before Evelyn and Red. And he himself went and woke up his mom and dad. They prepared for the picnic, and they reached the forest. Here Cain was playing with things. So, Evelyn and Red were talking to each other. Evelyn says that I am not feeling right about anything. I don't think Cain will be able to adjust. So, Red tells her to keep up his courage. Time will pass and slowly things will start becoming normal. Red also gives a surprise to Evelyn here. He knew how much she was fond of crafting. She was a carpenter, so she had created an online store where Evelyn could sell the handmade things she crafted. And Evelyn is very happy knowing this. These people get so lost in talking that they do not even know where their son Cain is. After a long time, when they realize this thing, they start looking for their son in the forest. And they see their son standing in front of a mysterious door in the forest. This door was strange for them too because they had never seen such a door before. There was no house, no room on the other side of this door. And this door was also tied with a chain. On seeing it, it looked very old and was made of very thick wood. Red ignores it, but Evelyn says to Red that we need a door in the house and its condition is still very good. I can repair it and use it in my house. That is why Red puts it in the car on Evelyn's request and brings this door home. For the next 3 days, Evelyn works day and night to repair this door and make it look like new. She works hard on this. She removed the old hooks and clips of the door and replaced them with new ones. After repairing the door properly, she painted it and made it look like new. Now since there was no door in one of their rooms, Red and Evelyn together placed this door outside that room. Well, the next day comes, and strange things start happening with them. From which we get a clear idea that that door is not an ordinary door. But Evelyn and Red do not pay attention. On the very first day, when Ellen opens the door of that room to take something from that room, she smells something foul from behind this door. But then she ignores it thinking that maybe someone has left their dirty shoes there. The day passes like this, and the next day when Evelyn comes out after grocery shopping, she takes out the keys from her pocket. Many worms also come on her hand along with the keys. She was shocked to see this. It was not normal at all to have such strange insects in her pocket. She quickly takes off her jacket and looks inside it to see where the worms came from. But her jacket was completely clean. She also discusses this with Red at night. Red says, "Don't think so much. Who knows, your son is pranking you, and he has put these worms in your pocket along with your keys." Red says, "Just sleep is being stress-free. I will talk to Cain." Evelyn also goes to sleep clearing her mind, and when she was going to the kitchen for water at midnight, she sees a scary shadow on the way. So, she screams in fear. As she turns on the light, then she sees that it was her son Cain. She asked in fear, "Why are you still not sleeping?" So, Cain said, "I was scared. I am getting very scary dreams. As if some monster is chasing me." So, Evelyn and Red go to his room and explain to him, "Look son, nothing like a monster exists in this world. It only exists in books." After encouraging Cain for a long time, when Evelyn starts leaving his room, we see a black hand coming out from inside the same red door behind her, which Evelyn does not notice. Their house is knocked as day begins, and Ellen sees that Uriah had come to their house, who was very scared because he could not speak. That is why he tries to explain to Evelyn through gestures that his house has become very dangerous. He felt that some very dangerous spirits have entered the house and that the house is no longer sacred. He says that either some ritual has been performed here, or the entity from another dimension has really come here. They now start performing a ritual to drive the thing away from here, and Evelyn also agrees. Uriah makes a circle of salt around the house, and he lights a number of candles and questions Evelyn about the newly installed door. So, Evelyn tells him that these people had brought it from the forest. He understood that the problem is with this. When he takes holy water and pours it on that door, the light flickers and goes off, and they understand through this sign. That everything wrong is because of this door. Uriah asks them to quickly remove this door from their house. When Red comes home at night, she tells Red everything. Red says, I don't believe in these things, but if you say so, I will remove this door. We see the next day that Evelyn goes to the nearby library. And she asks if there were any such stories about someone, such as unexplained disappearance or sighting of a monster in the area. Or strange stories about the forest or any mysterious door. Do you anything? That librarian tells her that there is nothing like that. But yes, there are stories about a well in the forest that it is cursed. And yes, 20 years ago, many children had disappeared from this town in a very strange way. And nothing has been found out till date. Evelyn is also very surprised to read this news. And she returns home carrying the copies of those old newspapers. Coming to home, she tried to tell all these stories to Red at night. But Red ignored all these things and told her that, you have started believing ghost stories too much and are also living with Uriah. That is why all this has stuck in your mind. Evelyn sleeps, agreeing with him. And when they woke up in the morning, they were shocked and worried. The door which they had painted just a few days ago, the entire paint of that door had come off like this crust and fell down. It was almost impossible for this to happen and that door had turned to its old condition. Evelyn says that maybe I have brought low quality or expired paint. This is the reason why this happened. Anyway, after dropping Kane to school, Red goes to his work and Evelyn gets busy with household chores. We actually see the presence of someone in their house this time. She was a girl who was appearing exactly like a ghost. She roams around the whole house, and Evelyn is unable to recognize her and finally goes back inside that door. Evelyn had heard the sound of the door closing, but by the time Evelyn came in front of that door, there was no one there. In the meantime, Evelyn again receives a message from Kane's school. When Evelyn goes there, she finds out that Kane has again been suspended from school for 3 days. Because he had once again beaten the children and it was worse at this time. She understood that something is very wrong with Kane. It comes to her mind whether whatever is happening with Kane is somehow linked to that door. Then she remembers Red's words who had asked Evelyn to stop thinking about these ghostly things. That is why Evelyn also did not think much about this thing. And she again talked to Red after coming home that Kane is showing no sign of reform. They decide that to teach discipline to Kane, Red will take Kane with him to the site for a few days. Now we see that Evelyn receives some old newspaper prints from the library. In this newspaper print, there was also news of the disappearance of a girl whose mother still lived in this town. Reading this news, she decides that she will investigate from the girl's mother. What happened to her daughter? Without wasting time, she goes to the house of the mother of that girl named Maggie. That woman was very scared. She slightly opened the door for Evelyn. Evelyn told her that I have come after reading the old news about Maggie. She became even more scared after hearing Maggie's name. Evelyn told her that I had also found a very old door in the forest. I have to investigate about it. Hearing this, that woman becomes furious. Well, now since Evelyn did not know anything, that is why that old woman called Evelyn inside the house to tell everything, and started telling her. 30 years ago, my daughter started liking a house very much. She used to go near that abandoned house every day, although I used to stop her a lot. And one day, like many other children, she could not find her daughter, Maggie. She feels that Maggie must have gone to that house because she was last seen there. Knowing this, Maggie's mom understood that this house is cursed. That is why she burns that house. But the surprising thing was that despite the whole house burning, that door did not burn. Seeing this, she understood that this is definitely the doorway to another dimension or hell, where the souls of innocent children are trapped. That is why she tied that door with chains and left it in the middle of the forest, so that no child could become its victim. Children started disappearing less from that day onwards. But now because Evelyn had brought that door back to her house in this city, it meant that history would now repeat itself. Evelyn heard this, and she immediately got a message from her husband Red, who told her that he had left Kane at home. Hearing this, she panicked and immediately rushes towards the house, because she knew that now her son is in danger because of that door. And when she reached home, the thing that she had feared happened. She could not find Kane anywhere. She immediately informs this to Red, and now both of them together started searching for their son. After searching all over the city, when they did not find any trace of their son, Red also reported to the police. Here investigations started happening everywhere, and we saw Kane's toy car coming out from inside that door, which clearly meant that Kane was inside that door. Red was with the police to find Kane, but Evelyn understood that neither anyone had kidnapped him, nor he was lost. He is definitely behind that door, because Kane had told his mother many times before that strange monsters scare him in his dreams. Evelyn was regretting why she could not understand her son, why she could not feel his fear, and his fear consumed him today. She knew that the police cannot do anything here and the one who can help them was none other than Uriah. That is why she calls Uriah to her house. As soon as Uriah comes home, Evelyn tells him everything. about how Cain was having dreams of monsters for the last few days. Evelyn also started feeling scared in this house, and she also tells Uriah the whole story of that door, which she came to know from Maggie's mother and through newspapers. After listening to their conversation, Uriah confirms that that door is not a simple door, but it is a portal to another world, and there is definitely a secret of some demon behind that world. Uriah thought that if someone can go inside it, then there must be some possible way to come back from there. He tells both of them that first of all we have to keep the door at the same place from where these people found it, so that by going there they can contact the world behind this door, i.e. the spiritual world, through their ritual. Red and Evelyn follow his advice and take down this door and keep it at the same place from where they found it. These people also prepare for a ritual while lighting some candles. Uriah now starts his ritual, making some symbols here. As this ritual was progressing, the atmosphere of this place was becoming even more scary. Everything was becoming dark. All the candles started to go out. Even their last lantern also went out. The moment where the same terrible devil enters who lived behind this door. At this time, they don't see the devil, but Uriah was talking to it. Only Uriah could see it. Uriah talks to it that he has to go behind that door. So, the demon tells him that there is a price for going behind that door, and you will have to give me something. The key to this door. Uriah gives him the key to this door, and it instantly disappears into it. After this, that door opens in front of their eyes. Again, all the lights here turn off, and Uriah sees the souls of many children here, who had disappeared behind this door with time. Well, now these three cross this door and go inside that shadow world. They go inside that world of souls. This place was not just dark. There was a fear spread here, and there was nothing here apart from this. The demon says that he has kept the souls of many children here, which souls are like food for him and give him strength. Demon says that I bring only the souls of those children here who are afraid. His biggest strength is fear. Here Evelyn tells Uriah that you tell him to keep me here but leave my son. Hearing this, Demon starts laughing and says that no such deal works here. Adults cannot come here. Only fear rules here. Only the one who is afraid inside him can stay here. Evelyn had now come to the point of stubbornness. She wanted her son back at any cost. So, Demon asks her that what can you do to get your son back? Evelyn says, anything. As she says anything, Demon puts a contract in front of them and tells that in exchange for giving your son's life back, you will put this door at a place from where I will be able to take the soul of one child every day. Selfish Evelyn herself agrees to this by the love for her son, and she signs this document. The door behind them opens again as she signs this, and a scared, sick and weak Cain comes out of it. Seeing this, Evelyn becomes very happy. Finally, these people have now returned to their real world. Apparently, there was no problem now, but Uriah says that the problem still remains. In return for the contract they have signed, the souls of both of them have also become that of the demon. Their souls will not go to God even after death but to this demon. And first of all, they will have to fulfill the promise made to the demon. This door will have to be set up at a place from where it can get the souls and fear of the children. Otherwise, the demon will destroy their lives. And you people will have to leave this town quickly after accomplishing your work. The next morning, we see Evelyn leaves this town packing her belongings with Cain. But Red stays behind because he had to fulfill his last promise with the demon. He prepares that door again. He paints it like a new one and puts it in a school, where demon could get both fear and children. He felt bad doing this, but he was helpless, and now a new story of cruelty was about to begin. Children will keep disappearing from here but will never be found by their parents. And that's where the story ends.